This is the era of business intelligence analytics, and Power BI is leading that. You want to learn Power BI? This is the channel for you. Beginner series 200 plus videos, advanced series 100 plus videos, and if you are absolute beginner, don't know anything in Power BI, then start with 4 live videos. Subscribe to the channel. Hello and welcome to another video of beginner tutorial series, and in today's video we are going to discuss two Power Query functions, and the Power Query functions which we are going to discuss today are table dot remove first and table dot remove last n. So what does table dot remove first n does is basically it removes the first n rows. Now what you can do is you can give a table as an argument. Optional count or condition means you can give a count like 1 2 3 4, or you can give a condition. Now based on that count and the condition, it is going to remove the rows and going to return you a table. So it takes a table, takes a condition and returns you a table. Now so there are some example given here. Table dot remove n rows, this is the table which has been given as using the records. So we are taking this table, and from this table we are saying record remove the first and record one, means remove one record, and you can see it is going to return us a table which contains the data other than the first record. Now the second one which we do is example which we are doing is basically with the 2, and we'll go to get the last two rows, first two rows will get removed. Now third one is basically when each customer is less than equal to 2. So what would happen is, first time when this condition become true, before that everything is going to be removed. So now what is happening, customer id is less than equal to 2, and before that these are the condition which is getting satisfied. So all the remove first rows where this condition is getting satisfied is going to be removed. Similarly, we have last n. Again, last n takes the table and the condition as a count, but it removes the rows from the last. So if we say 1, the bottom rows will get removed. If I say 2, the bottom 2 rows will get removed. Now if I give the same condition, customer ID greater than equal to 2, so this is the time when the condition gets satisfied. Below all the rows will get removed, so I'm going to get only one row. So all the rows after which this condition got satisfied before, so from the downside I come here, this condition is getting satisfied till this place, so all the rows before this one will get removed. Okay, remove the last two rows where the condition on the 2 is greater than 2 or greater than equal to 2. So let's see how does it condition works. Does it check the first one or second one? We need to take the same values and the test it out. So we are going to do that testing. There's no example here for that. So let's go to Power BI, and in the Power BI we are going to try this out. So to try this out into the Power BI, what we need to do is basically we need to go to the Power Query. So we go to the Home tab, transform data, and here we are going to try these functions out. So I'll open the Power Query, and once I open the Power Query, I will actually try to use these functions into the Power Query. So let me try these functions out. So for that we can take an existing table, or we can take the example which is there given there. So what I'm going to do first of all is basically let's take the example which is given there, and with that we try to build up. So first thing we are going to do is we are going to bring in this table example remove first n, and then let's try to do this. So how we are going to implement this? So we will say new source in the Home tab, in the Power Query, blank query, and in the blank query we are going to put this data in. So right click on the blank query which you created new, advanced editor, paste this code. So basically you are, and let's remove this one actually first. Let's see what we are going to get. No comma is required. So we are going to get table from record. So we'll get a table, and we say source, and we say done. So we got a table now. Okay, so we got a table, and let's say rename it as remove first n. Now right click advanced editor, let's add the code. And it is not necessary that I add in the source step only. I can create another step. Let me put the comma at the end, enter, and I can start a new step. I say underscore delete or underscore remove first n rows, remove first n equals to table dot remove first n, then the table name, source, and number of rows. Let's say I want to remove one row, number, only I'm giving number, one row. And what I need to return now, I need to return this new step which I've added, because if I return source, it's still going to take the first step. Now you can see first row has been removed. Now I can see this step here in the function bar and the formula bar, and I can give the 2 from here, and it is going to remove the 2 rows. So now we are saying number of rows, and based on that we can remove the number of rows here. Now I would like to put condition here. So how do we put condition? We say okay, fine, we would like to have, let's end this and let's tap each customer ID and this column name should match. Okay, and it should also match in the case, because it is case sensitive. We are saying greater than 2. Okay, so first time when this condition satisfied, before that you remove everything. I'm saying strictly greater than 2. So why this condition is not working? So let's understand how this condition works, then only we will be able to appreciate how this is working. So what happens is, for that let me do a little bit of change. Let me say greater than and equal to 1, and then we will try to understand that. So the moment first condition is false, then it's going to remove the rows before that. Now what is happening here is the first condition itself is true, so it removes, it passes. Greater than equal to 1, it passes. Fine. The first row, what was our first row? Our first row was 1. So greater than equal to 1, it passes. So it moves next step. Greater than equal to, it passes. It moves to the next step. Greater than equal to 1, it passes. Greater than equal to 1, it passes. So it keep on moving and remove all the rows, all the first rows before it. So it's wait for the first false statement. So when I say it is greater than 2, or I say, let's say strictly greater than 1. So now what happens is, the first condition itself, it's false. On the first time, when I'm traveling from the top, the greater than equal to condition is false on the first row, because the first row is 1. So it cannot move forward. So the moment I get a false condition, I'll remove the rows before it. Now let me make it greater than and equals to 2. Now when I make it greater than equal to 2, what is happening? In the first row itself, the condition is false, because 1 is not greater than equal to 2, so I'll get it. So it's not going to check any condition after the first condition become false. So the moment the first condition from the top becomes false, it's not going to check after that. See, all other conditions are true. So same way, when I said less than equal to 2, what happens? 1 is less than equal to 2, 2 is less than equal to 2, 3 is where the condition fails, and that is why it is there. Fine. So the moment the first condition, so let's say again I make the last condition as 2, which is also true, isn't it? So even if I make it 2, what happens? Still I get 3 and 2, because the first instance where the condition becomes false, before that it is going to remove. And that is why we were not getting data when we say greater than 2, because the first condition itself was false. So it is going to remove all the rows before the first condition become false, and that is why we are not getting. So it's really important. Now same thing we have to check in the, when we say remove last n, what action has been taken when the condition has been true, and from which order, it's bottom or top. Right now the order is from top, because we are saying first n, so from the top the order is applying, and we have to remember this. Now we can check it out if, let's say, we have our own column where we have this column A 1 2 3 table 1, and then we also have table 2 where we have A as 1 2 3 4. So I can create a new column based on such conditions, and I can, means previously I was having the table itself in the code, but I can also refer to the other table. Again, let me double click on this and rename. Right click, also rename is possible. Remove first and one, and I'm going to use the table 2 which we have. Let's check the name of the table 2. Yes, it's a name as table 2, and directly we are going to write down. So we are going to use the reference of that table. Now we are not creating table here, we are going to take the reference of that table. Table dot remove first and then we go ahead and then say table 2 And the moment we write down table 2, it do suggest, because there is a space, so this is how you should write the name, hash, and in double quotes the name. And then we say delete the 2 rows. We are not giving a condition, we are simply saying remove the two rows, and we comes in and we see only the third and the fourth row. Now this is not based on the ID, this is the actual index in the way the rows has come. That is how it is getting deleted. So we have tried out now remove first n. Now what we need to do is we need to remove last n. So again, let's bring in the data. Now what we are going to do is we go to this table advanced editor and copy this code, only this source, and let's bring in a new query. So again, new source, in the home tab, blank query. The blank query is created, right click, rename, and we call remove last and enter the name as the rename has happened. It got a new name. We put this into the source. We got a table. Now we have created a table here from the record. You can watch the previous videos how we have done it. Table from record. Now we are returning the source, so it's going to return the table. This one, we got the table. Now let's start advanced editor. We would like to have a new step. In the new step, comma, enter, underscore, remove last n, and we say table dot remove last n. And there what we are going to give, what is the condition we are going to say? We are going to say table. First of all, it needs a table, and the table is available here in the source, so we are going to use that, comma, last one row. Let's start with one row and then we'll keep on changing it and checking it out. So we say remove one row. And why it is not removing? Because let's come back, advanced editor, go here and see the condition. What is the condition here? It's not returning the remove first n. So let's correct this. Now the next step is going to remove. When I set number of rows, I want to remove 2 rows from bottom, 2 rows from the bottom. See, things are getting removed from the bottom. 3 rows from the bottom is going to remove 3 rows. If I say, let's say 5 rows instead of 4 rows, it's not giving error, it's just removing that many rows. Even if I remove 4, I'll get an empty row. Fine. So now what we need to do is go to advanced editor, and now we would like to change the condition. So we want to give a condition where each, and we'll say customer ID. So let's begin with the each customer ID, and then let me make it 4 before I do that, and say less than and equals to 2. Okay, less than and equal to 2. We are getting everything. Why we are getting everything? Because when we checked from the last, the first condition itself is false. It's not less than equal to 2, so I'm getting all the condition. Let me say it is greater than and equal to 2. When the first condition became false, here it is not greater than equal to 2, so I'm getting the row. Fine. What happens? Now let me do one thing. Let me make this as 2. I'm still getting 1 because the last row is greater than equal to 2. This is greater than equal to 2. This is greater than equal to 2. This is greater. Now let me say less than equals to 2. Now I am getting first row getting removed. Initially, if you remember, when we say less than equal to 2, it got failed on the first row. So from the bottom the checking is happening, and that the moment it failed, the rows got removed. So first row satisfied that condition, it's getting removed. The second row, this is the row where the condition is not getting satisfied. So from the bottom we are checking. So in case of last, we check it from the bottom. In the case of top, we check it from the top. So the first condition where the condition become false, below that we are going to remove, and if it is the last row where itself it become false, then it is not going to delete anything. So now you are clear how does table dot first remove first and remove last and works. So go ahead and try that out, and do let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.